Okay, we have here the CAWI 7123. It goes this way. And I've got a wire here. I'll put all the way in the back of the lock. Sliding behind that last lever in the back. Doesn't seem to want to go. Oh, there we are. Okay. Now we're applying some tension. Now there are 16 levers total, balanced levers. So I'll start once in the bottom bank. Not really feeling much feedback here at all. And I start out at the ends here, so this is 1 and 2 in the front. And then, see, that's 7 and 6 in the back. Okay, and 5, I just felt some movement on. Okay, good solid click on 4. Now we're getting somewhere. Still hard to read 1 and 2. So we're gonna have to come back to those. 8 was already set by my wire. And so, still concerned about 7 and 6. But maybe we'll just have to come back to them. Let's go to the top bank. We'll start with 1 here. Oh, there's a good click on 1. Can't really find 2 or 3 though. Not very good feedback there. That was 5. Nice on 5 and 6. Okay. So there's 5 and 6 and 7. Let's go back to the bottom bank. Nice, finally. It's either 2 or 3. Really solid set there. And that might be good for the bottom bank. I'm going to try the top one more time. Okay, we're in pretty good shape. So now, all of these levers are balanced, meaning there are 2 sides to them. So I've been working the forward direction on both. Now I'm going to work the reverse direction. We'll start with the top. And I'm looking for things that are obviously overset. Few candidates here. Quite a few candidates. All right, let's try this one. Nice. that is about the best I could hope for. Just literally, as I'm pushing on the lever in reverse, I'm feeling the counter rotation. It's almost like the lever lock version of picking spools. And it's rare to get feedback that obvious and clear with this lock. I feel something on, oh, I hope that was good. It was on 1 perhaps. It's definitely towards the front of the lock. There's another click. Now as I get further down, I'm not quite sure. I don't know if that doesn't feel quite as much like counter rotation as it feels like I'm pushing it out. I'm pushing the forward part out of being set, which I don't want to do. So leave that for now. Just testing, there's number 8 all the way at the bottom. This requires a little bit of special attention, so we'll just see what's going on there. And I think the next step is I want to try doing the bottom bank in reverse. I don't know if you can see that with the camera, but sometimes it's so obvious, like I can literally see the lever overset here. That's number 1. So that obviously needs to go back just like that. But then we'll feel down and we'll see if there are others like it. There's one. Oh, nice. Beautiful feedback on that one. Okay, there's another. Feels like it's overset. Much harder to get a grip on that one though. Wonder what's happening there. Did that do it, or did I slip off? There we go. I slipped off. That's a little bit better. Okay, there's one further down. It sounded pretty good. I might want to back off a little bit here. Let's go through everything again and see where we might find something out of place. So bottom bank forward direction. 1 is set. 2 is set. 3, I guess that's set. 4, it's good. 5, 6, 7. Oh, interesting. Okay. So 6 and 7 might have been hanging on just a little. So this might be overset, but the forward direction is fine for both of them. And certainly the forward direction for 8, if that weren't set, I wouldn't even be able to turn the core this much. So all clear on the forward direction on the bottom. Forward direction on the top. 1 is good. Ooh, there was an error. 2 was not. Okay. I must have popped 2 out when I was working the reverse. So it might be ping-ponging. That's interesting. So we'll remember that too on the top. And I'm feeling some counter rotation there. What is that? Oh no, I just had poor pick placement. There we go. Now I'm on top of it. All the way down to 5 is good. And 6 and 7. Okay. Only thing I need to do separately is 8, because that's forward direction set on the other side. But that's feeling pretty good as well. Okay, so what does that mean? I either missed a reverse direction on one of the banks, or flip-flopping on 2 on the top, where both of those things are happening. So let's start on the top, reverse. Yeah, 2 feels like it's not in a good place, but there's something right below, right there. I wonder what that is. Huh, that could be a problem. Feeling for counter rotation. 2 was my best candidate. And let's check reverse on the lower bank. There's definitely something still stuck there. Oh, that was it. We're open. That was it. Just one stuck. Okay, so let's see. Guess I can take this out. And let me adjust the camera a little bit. I'll take autofocus, focus lock off, zoom out a tad. Okay, and I'll start by removing this vise. Okay. All right, moving the camera down just a little bit. Got a camera stand here I'm setting up. Zoom out a little bit more. Okay. That's doing pretty well. And I have a gutting tray. Slide this in like so. And adjust the lighting a little bit better. My spotlight's pretty intense. Turn that down a little. Sure I can do much about that shadow. That's probably good enough. All right, so let's see what we got here. First off, you can see the lock is picked. Cam's all the way in the clockwise direction. You can see it's all closed up there too. I'll zoom out so you can get a better look. And so I guess I can lock it back up. Try to grab the curtain with this pick. shouldn't have taken my pick out first, huh? There we go. All right. And then you can see the key still works. And also I want to show you that the serial number 1828, last digits there match up between the key and the lock. All right, so to gut this, there are 3 screws in the back. It will loosen. Oops. That's not the screw. That's the screw. There we are. Okay. So these come out. And that allows us to lift this top plate off. Okay. There's the inside. You can see we've got this curtain right up. Oh, actually, before we show you that, there's a little shield around the perimeter. The lock here, this ring. And that allows you to see both the forward and backward directions of each bank of levers going through there. So here we can take the curtain off. Now you can see all the levers. Actually, the key should be able to work like this, I think. You can see how there's a forward direction there, but if that lever pivots too far, this hook will catch, and then you have to pick it in the backward direction. So that's how the lock operates. So we can start taking those guys out. And they're numbered, even on the top, odd on the bottom, so you can see that stamped lever 20. And then we have 19 here on the bottom. And then here's 18 and 17 on the bottom. And then 16 and 15. 14 and 13. Now we come to our first keyway guard, labeled 12 and 11, but there's nothing to manipulate here. And actually, these ridges here were good reference points for me to know where I was navigating levers in the lock. Now, just below that, we've got another pair. We've got 10 and 9. Okay. Then we have a second shield keyway guard here, labeled 8 and 7. And then at the bottom, we have 3 more pairs of levers. So these, of course, are the hardest to get out. So I think I'm going to grab, I get 2 here? Yeah. So here, coming out at the top, I've got 6 followed by 4. And you can see every one of these has both a forward and the reverse has this hook on it. which catches. You see there's a little groove down there where the hook catches in the reverse direction. Okay, and then on the bottom, here we've got 6 and, I'm sorry, 5 and 3. 5 and 3 on the bottom. Okay. All right, our last levers, and these are very different. They're reverse. So you see 2 I had to manipulate from the other side. Okay. And 1 is the only sprung lever. It's the very first lever, the set that I set with the wire when I tension. And it's what allows this inner piece to turn. And you can see it has this little bit here that locks the core in place. So this lever needs to be set first before this inner piece can be rotated. And then once it gets this far, it can actually apply tension to the outer rim here. Okay, so there's that inner piece. Here's the, does that come out? Yeah, it should. Here's the outer piece that's attached to the cam in the back. And then we just have the empty housing. Okay. So there you have it. I'll just do a close-up of the levers. The CAWI 7123.